Hi and welcome to the That Dog 501 channel. Today's video is about Orktober.
So this is the orc I decided to go for. Didn't want to get like the 5 or 10 orcs because I never painted them, don't know if it would be fun or not, but I have one at least. Since obviously this is my first Orktober, but that's getting built up. So the mega boss is now all finished up, and I'm just going to use this for reference. He's a lot bigger than I thought, even though like all the images, he's quite frankly massive. I didn't realise he'd be this big, but I also realised how big a range of greens I actually have. Well, I also have this, but that's more 40k rather than Sigma, I'd say. So painting his flesh should hopefully be a bit more interesting than just whacking on this and then maybe a wash. Well, one that wasn't already this, but we'll see how it goes. The mega boss is now all primed up. Some sketchy bits on the underside, but they won't really be seen, so it doesn't matter. Cracked out some new brushes because mine are in an absolute state, and just need to figure out whether I go with the yellow armour. I probably am, to be fair, but might as well hop on into it. So I've just finished up doing the yellow. Probably going to do the leathery bits next, but I just need to figure out what colour to do, because I could just do the boring Mornfang, hell, even Cadian flesh tone, stuff like that, but I might try and mix something up just so, you know, he's a bit more unique looking. So just slapped on first layer, very much consistency of Mornfang, but as you can see, let me rise it up a bit, it's just a tone or two darker, but hopefully still a bit lighter than Rhinox hide. But I might add some black in, whack it on the other bits just to give it a bit of a visual difference, and hopefully I'll be able to start working on probably the extra plating, maybe the chainmail. I'll figure it out once I've got the leather done. So here is our mega boss with all the secondary armour painted up. A couple of slips, I'll have to clean up the yellow. Not as much the orc or the bone, because obviously that's going to be painted an entirely different colour. But now I think I'm either going to do the metal or finally move on to the actual orc flesh itself. Realistically, more the metal before the orc, but we'll just see how it happens. So the chainmail is, oh, wrong way. There. The chainmail is all done up. As you can see, what really wasn't hard. Just until it gets a wash, it's going to look like that. Obviously, on the back sides, it is just sheet. But I can now finally move on to the orc flesh. So just finished up all the orc flesh. Not too hard, other than maybe the axe and the head, especially the head, since you can see either didn't get anything or got a lot on the armour plating. But now I'm probably going to work on the axe, mainly because it's the next biggest thing, but for now I'm happy with how the flesh looks. Obviously got a lot of greens to mess about with to make it look a bit better, but that's all an issue for future me. Now I just need to figure out how I'm going to paint this axe. So I've just finished up the axe and pretty much all the leather. Obviously needs touching up, it always will. As you can see, my hands are very shaky. However, for the axe, I thought I'd just mention before adding, even before adding any detail, the two tones it already has. The Iron Warrior main body, Lead Belcher as the blade itself. Mainly because I think if you're using it as a blade, it's going to be slightly weaker because of use over time, obviously. So any chips and stuff is going to be done in Lead Belcher. And then if I'm feeling really brave, might even use that, just add a bit of colour, a bit of extra chipping. But for now, I'm going to do the small skulls, the stone. I'm going to save that one for last mainly. I've now got all the base colours on. Obviously, some bits are going to need to be touched up. Actually, I'm going to have to add in the rope and stone there, but now I can move on to the smaller details. And I think before anything, I'm going to start with the axe, just because I think it's a good starting point. Now, this isn't going to be edge highlighting yet, because I want to do all the details first, but let's get going. It is very marginal. You can't really see much. I did end up edge highlighting it just because not really much edge highlight. The wood looks okay. The leather on this side is a lot better than this side. So I had too much paint still in the brush there. Not as much there. The metal, it's a nice touch. You can't always notice it, but I'll know it's there, so I'm happy. But now I'm going to try and do something with these, because as you've probably noticed through all of my showing off, there's just been a big white patch and some yellow. In my opinion, even though I know on GW's website it's just a hole, it's a nice design, it kind of looks like an ember to me, so I'm going to try and do a fire effect. First here, if I like it, I'll move up to there. If I don't like it, you'll probably see a glimpse into the Under Armour, but I'm going to give it a shot anyway. So, since it's quite a small area, it has kind of worked. I quite like it there, but I just don't think it fits on the armour, so I'm probably going to paint that in yellow, and then I'll move on to the skull because it's quite bare at the moment. So I've just highlighted all the other armour bits. I've also, if you can even notice, it's very slight because some of the paint didn't even show up. Added a bit more texture to the orc skin. But I think now I'm just gonna... Originally I was going to do something, like unique on this base, but I'm just going to do what I do with my Dark Angels. Whack on brown, whack on some grass, call it a day. But I still have to do the leather, detailing on the skull and the yellow armour, and then I can give it a wash and then whack on the base. So a lot of the yellow plating probably isn't going to be very visually isn't going to be very visual or obvious, but I know it's there, that's all that matters. Now I just need to whack a wash on, wait for that to dry, put him on, put some grass on, and then I'll have my first orc. So here is my final orc. overall, I really did enjoy painting him. Might start an Orc army in the future, whether it's 40k or Sigma. Probably Sigma, just because I've got the giant dragons, to be fair. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And if you've got any future video ideas or any comments on the video, funny enough, please leave them in the comments. And I hope you have a nice day.